When will inflation come in and be a problem?
The actual numbers, not at all soon. There's just a huge amount of slack in the U.S. economy, too much to get any real pricing upward pressure or any high inflation rates in there soon at all. But what you do see is an expectation that somewhere down the road inflation will be higher, and particularly a vote in terms of things like gold prices, commodity prices, against the dollar, the U.S. currency, because the verdict of the global market participants is the U.S. is doing its policy wrong, creating too much deficits and debt. The Federal Reserve is going to monetize that, and eventually the U.S. will have runaway inflation. But the real vote is on the dollar. It's a lower dollar, meaning that lots of central banks are buying gold. You saw India just buy gold as a reserve currency rather than dollars, selling dollars to buy gold. It's a negative statement on the dollar, and that in turn is a negative statement on Washington and the policies that Washington is running. That's the market comment, I believe.
Okay, I'm belaboring inflation, I realize, probably here. You mentioned the slack in the economy. We had a great manufacturing report, though, this week. Doesn't that give companies a little better pricing power with demand seeming to return?
It might, and the companies have slashed capacity, and I think they're going to get pricing power sooner than they used to, just because capacity isn't there's as much capacity out there as people think. Airlines have cut their flights and all of that. Nevertheless, we have a consumer that is really in some difficulty. The fundamentals around the consumer are very negative. They aren't going to have the spending power, and you got to have demand to get those prices up and to keep them up, and I don't think that's there.
Which leads me to my next question. While we have you, of course, got the big jobs report. ADP today showed a decline of 203,000. That can't bode too well for Friday's jobs report. What do you think?
We're minus 125,000, minus 150,000, a slight uptick in the unemployment rate. Significantly better jobs report this Friday, but not good. The jobs market is terrible. It's terrible. It's going to stay quite bad for a long time.
Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there on that bad note. Sinai, the CEO of Decision Economics, thanks for your time today.